Welcome to our deep dive into the concept of government enforcement. In our daily lives, we often hear about government agencies taking action against individuals or organizations that break the law. But what does government enforcement really mean? At its core, government enforcement refers to the actions taken by government bodies to ensure compliance with laws, regulations, and policies. These actions can range from issuing warnings and fines to conducting investigations and even pursuing criminal charges. Understanding government enforcement is crucial because it helps us see how rules are maintained in society and why certain actions are taken by authorities. In this video, we'll break down the basics, explore real-world examples, and discuss why enforcement matters to everyone. Let's start by defining enforcement in the context of government. Enforcement is the process by which government agencies ensure that laws and regulations are followed. This process is essential for maintaining order and protecting the public interest. Without enforcement, laws would simply be suggestions, and there would be little incentive for people or organizations to comply. Government enforcement can involve a variety of actions, such as monitoring activities, investigating potential violations, and taking corrective measures when necessary. This ensures that everyone operates on a level playing field and that those who break the rules are held accountable. Enforcement is a cornerstone of any functioning society. Without it, laws would lose their power, and chaos could ensue. Government enforcement ensures that rules are not just words on paper, but are actively upheld. This protects citizens, maintains order, and promotes fairness. For example, environmental regulations are enforced to prevent pollution, while financial laws are enforced to protect consumers from fraud. By holding violators accountable, enforcement helps build trust in government institutions and ensures that everyone is treated equally under the law. Government enforcement can take many forms, depending on the nature of the violation and the agency involved. Common enforcement actions include issuing warnings, imposing fines, revoking licenses, and even pursuing criminal charges. For instance, a health department might shut down a restaurant that violates food safety regulations, while a financial regulator might fine a company for insider trading. Each type of enforcement action serves a specific purpose, from correcting minor infractions to deterring serious misconduct. Understanding these different actions helps us appreciate the range of tools available to government agencies. Enforcement is carried out by a wide range of government agencies, each with its own area of responsibility. For example, the police enforce criminal laws, while regulatory agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency or the Securities and Exchange Commission enforce specific regulations. These agencies have the authority to investigate violations, gather evidence, and take appropriate action. The diversity of enforcement bodies ensures that laws are upheld across different sectors, from public health to finance to the environment. Regulatory agencies play a crucial role in government enforcement. These agencies are responsible for creating and enforcing rules within specific industries or sectors. For example, the Food and Drug Administration regulates food and medicine, while the Occupational Safety and Health Administration oversees workplace safety. These agencies have the expertise to understand complex issues and the authority to take enforcement actions when necessary. Their work helps protect the public and ensure that industries operate safely and fairly. Government enforcement often starts with an investigation. Investigations can be triggered by complaints from the public, routine inspections, or tips from whistleblowers. Once an agency suspects a violation, it gathers evidence through interviews, document reviews, and sometimes surveillance. The goal is to determine whether laws have been broken and, if so, what action should be taken. Investigations are a critical first step in the enforcement process, ensuring that actions are based on facts and evidence. Evidence is the backbone of any enforcement action. Agencies collect evidence through various means, such as interviewing witnesses, reviewing documents, and conducting site visits. In some cases, they may use technology like surveillance cameras or data analysis tools. The quality and reliability of evidence are crucial, as they determine whether enforcement actions will stand up in court or administrative hearings. Proper evidence gathering ensures that enforcement is fair and based on fact. Not all enforcement actions end up in court. Many are handled administratively, meaning the agency takes action without involving the judicial system. Administrative actions can include issuing warnings, imposing fines, or requiring corrective measures. These actions are often faster and less formal than court proceedings, allowing agencies to address violations efficiently. Administrative enforcement is especially common in areas like workplace safety, environmental protection, and consumer rights. In more serious cases, government enforcement can involve criminal prosecution. This happens when a violation is severe enough to warrant criminal charges, such as fraud, corruption, or environmental crimes. Criminal enforcement is handled by law enforcement agencies and prosecutors who gather evidence, file charges, and present cases in court. Convictions can result in penalties like fines, imprisonment, or other sanctions. Criminal enforcement serves as a strong deterrent against serious misconduct. Civil enforcement is another important tool for government agencies. Unlike criminal enforcement, civil actions typically seek to correct behavior or compensate victims rather than punish offenders. For example, a regulatory agency might sue a company to stop illegal practices or require them to pay restitution to affected consumers. Civil enforcement can result in court orders, financial penalties, or other remedies designed to restore compliance and protect the public. Courts play a vital role in government enforcement, especially when disputes arise or when agencies seek to impose significant penalties. Judges review the evidence, interpret the law, and decide whether enforcement actions are justified. Courts provide a check on agency power, ensuring that enforcement is fair and consistent with legal standards. This judicial oversight helps maintain public confidence in the enforcement process. Due process is a fundamental principle in government enforcement. It means that individuals and organizations have the right to fair treatment, including notice of alleged violations and an opportunity to respond. Agencies must follow established procedures, and enforcement actions can often be appealed. Due process protects against arbitrary or unfair enforcement and ensures that everyone has a chance to defend themselves. Government enforcement affects us all, often in ways we might not notice. From traffic laws to food safety standards, enforcement ensures that the products we buy are safe, the roads we drive on are regulated, and our environment is protected. These everyday examples highlight the importance of enforcement in maintaining quality of life and public safety. A common example of government enforcement is traffic law enforcement. Police officers monitor roads to ensure drivers obey speed limits, stop at red lights, and follow other rules. When violations occur, officers may issue tickets or citations. This enforcement helps reduce accidents, save lives, and keep traffic flowing smoothly. It's a clear example of how enforcement directly impacts our daily routines. Food safety is another area where government enforcement plays a key role. Health inspectors visit restaurants and food producers to check for compliance with hygiene standards. If violations are found, they can issue warnings, fines, or even shut down businesses. This enforcement protects consumers from foodborne illnesses and ensures that the food supply remains safe and reliable. Environmental enforcement ensures that companies and individuals follow laws designed to protect air, water, and land. Agencies like the Environmental Protection Agency monitor pollution levels, investigate complaints, and take action against violators. This enforcement is critical for preserving natural resources and safeguarding public health for current and future generations. Financial regulation enforcement protects consumers and investors from fraud, insider trading, and other illegal activities. Agencies like the Securities and Exchange Commission investigate suspicious activities, impose fines, and sometimes ban individuals from working in the industry. These actions help maintain trust in financial markets and ensure that everyone plays by the same rules. Workplace safety enforcement ensures that employers provide safe working conditions for their employees. Agencies conduct inspections, investigate accidents, and enforce regulations to prevent injuries and illnesses. When violations are found, they can require corrective actions or impose penalties. This enforcement is vital for protecting workers and promoting a healthy work environment. Consumer protection enforcement focuses on ensuring that businesses treat customers fairly and honestly. Agencies investigate complaints about false advertising, defective products, and unfair practices. They can order companies to stop illegal activities, issue recalls, or require refunds. This enforcement helps build consumer confidence and keeps the marketplace fair for everyone. Inspections are a common enforcement tool used by government agencies. Inspectors visit businesses, workplaces, or public spaces to check for compliance with laws and regulations. These visits can be scheduled or unannounced, depending on the situation. Inspections help identify problems early and ensure that corrective actions are taken before issues become serious. Audits are another important enforcement tool, especially in areas like finance and taxation. During an audit, agencies review records and transactions to ensure accuracy and compliance. Audits can uncover errors, fraud, or other violations, leading to corrective actions or penalties. Regular audits help maintain transparency and accountability in both public and private sectors. Fines and penalties are commonly used to deter violations and encourage compliance. When an individual or organization breaks the law, agencies can impose financial penalties. The amount often depends on the severity of the violation and whether it was intentional. Fines serve as both a punishment and a warning to others, reinforcing the importance of following the rules. In some cases, agencies may revoke licenses or permits as an enforcement measure. This can happen when a business or professional repeatedly violates regulations or poses a risk to public safety. License revocation is a serious consequence that can prevent further harm and signal the importance of compliance to others in the industry. An injunction is a court order that requires a person or organization to do or stop doing something. Agencies may seek injunctions to prevent ongoing or future violations. For example, a court might order a company to stop polluting a river or to halt deceptive advertising. Injunctions are powerful tools for stopping harm quickly and protecting the public interest. When violations are especially serious, agencies may refer cases for criminal prosecution. Prosecutors review the evidence and decide whether to file charges. Criminal cases can lead to fines, imprisonment, or other sanctions. This tool is reserved for the most severe offenses and serves as a strong deterrent against illegal behavior. Compliance means following the rules set by laws and regulations. It's important for individuals and organizations to understand their obligations and take steps to comply. Compliance not only avoids penalties, but also builds trust with customers, partners, and regulators. A culture of compliance supports ethical behavior and long-term success. Many agencies encourage self-reporting of violations and cooperation during investigations. Organizations that voluntarily disclose problems and work with regulators may receive reduced penalties or other benefits. This approach promotes transparency and helps agencies address issues more effectively. Cooperation is often seen as a sign of good faith and responsibility. If someone disagrees with an enforcement action, they often have the right to appeal or request a review. Appeals processes vary by agency and type of action, but they provide an important check on government power. Through appeals, individuals and organizations can present their case, challenge evidence, and seek a fair outcome. Government enforcement isn't limited to national borders. Many issues, like environmental protection and financial crimes, require international cooperation. Agencies may work with counterparts in other countries to investigate violations, share information, and coordinate enforcement actions. This global approach helps address challenges that cross borders and ensures that laws are upheld worldwide. Enforcing laws is not always easy. Agencies face challenges like limited resources, complex regulations, and evolving threats. Sometimes, violators use sophisticated methods to avoid detection. Agencies must adapt by using new technologies, improving training, and working together. Overcoming these challenges is essential for effective enforcement. Technology is playing an increasingly important role in government enforcement. Agencies use data analytics, surveillance tools, and digital records to detect violations and gather evidence. Technology can make enforcement more efficient and effective, but it also raises questions about privacy and fairness. Balancing these concerns is an ongoing challenge for regulators. The public also plays a role in government enforcement. Citizens can report violations, serve as witnesses, or participate in public hearings. Public involvement helps agencies identify problems and ensures that enforcement reflects community values. Encouraging participation strengthens the enforcement process and builds trust between government and the public. Whistleblowers are individuals who report illegal or unethical behavior within organizations. Many governments have laws to protect whistleblowers from retaliation. These protections encourage people to come forward with information, helping agencies uncover violations that might otherwise go undetected. Whistleblower enforcement is a key part of maintaining accountability. Transparency is essential for effective government enforcement. Agencies often publish reports, hold public meetings, or release data about enforcement actions. Transparency helps the public understand how laws are enforced and holds agencies accountable for their actions. It also builds confidence in the fairness and effectiveness of enforcement. Effective enforcement must balance the need to uphold laws with respect for individual rights. Agencies must follow legal procedures, respect privacy, and avoid excessive or discriminatory actions. Striking this balance is critical for maintaining public trust and ensuring that enforcement serves the common good. Enforcement requires resources, including funding, personnel, and technology. Agencies must prioritize their efforts to address the most significant risks and violations. Efficient use of resources ensures that enforcement is effective without being wasteful. Understanding the costs involved helps policymakers make informed decisions about enforcement strategies. Agencies use various methods to measure the effectiveness of enforcement actions. These can include tracking the number of violations detected, penalties imposed, or improvements in compliance rates. Regular evaluation helps agencies refine their strategies and demonstrate the impact of their work to the public and policymakers. Enforcement is an ongoing process that requires continuous improvement. Agencies must adapt to new challenges, update regulations, and learn from past experiences. Feedback from the public, businesses, and other stakeholders helps agencies identify areas for improvement and develop better enforcement strategies. Let's look at a real-world example of government enforcement in action. Suppose a factory is found to be dumping waste into a river, violating environmental laws. The agency investigates, collects evidence, and imposes fines. The factory is required to clean up the pollution and implement new safeguards. This case shows how enforcement protects the environment and holds violators accountable. In another example, a financial firm is caught engaging in insider trading. Regulators investigate, gather evidence, and impose significant fines. The individuals responsible may be banned from the industry or face criminal charges. This case highlights the importance of enforcement in maintaining fair and transparent financial markets. A third example involves workplace safety. After a serious accident, inspectors find that a company failed to follow safety regulations. The agency imposes fines and requires the company to improve its safety practices. This enforcement action helps prevent future accidents and protects workers' health and well-being. Looking ahead, government enforcement will continue to evolve. New technologies, changing regulations, and emerging risks will shape how agencies operate. We can expect greater use of data analytics, increased international cooperation, and a stronger focus on transparency and accountability. Staying informed about these trends helps us understand the future of enforcement. To sum up, government enforcement is the process by which agencies ensure compliance with laws and regulations. It involves a range of actions, from inspections and fines to criminal prosecution. Effective enforcement protects the public, maintains order, and promotes fairness. Understanding how enforcement works helps us appreciate its role in society and the importance of following the rules. Thank you for joining us on this exploration of government enforcement. We've covered what enforcement is, why it matters, and how it works in practice. By understanding government enforcement, we can better appreciate the systems that keep our society safe, fair, and orderly. Remember, enforcement is not just about punishment, it's about protecting the public and ensuring that everyone plays by the same rules.